Hello and welcome to Stasia Travels. So today I thought I would do a little merchandise video about the stuff that I've got from Legendia and from Energylandia. So this video is going to be kind of like a bit of a merge because I realised I never actually showed you guys the merchandise I got the first times that I went. So I'm kind of doing a two-in-one thing here. So I'm going to start off with Legendia. So again, this is one of my older pieces of merch. I love this thing. I know it's bright orange, so it doesn't really go with an awful lot. Some of you may have seen me wear it in other vlogs, etc. But a Lek Coaster hats, it's got the little logo. It's nice, small, it's light. It's really, really flexible as well, like really floppy. But it's quite thin as well, which is kind of what you want when it's really hot. Even though it does sort of feel like if you be a bit rough with it, you're going to rip it apart. It's lasted so far and seems well made, even though it is quite malleable, as you can see. So I got that last time. I also got a t-shirt that said Lek is a roller coaster. It had like a Viking thing on it. Now this t-shirt, I cannot find it for the life of me. I was going to buy another one when I was there, but they only had the white one and I had the black one before, and I don't know, I just don't really like white t-shirts. I prefer either colour or black, so I decided not to get it. The other things, I did buy 2 masks at Legendia this year. One of them, I don't know, I think it's fallen out of my bag or a pocket or something, which I know is really not cool to happen because it was one that I was wearing. The other one I just kept in the packet and put away after the day that I got it, which is this one. So this one I have not worn yet. They're really nice. They don't sort of feel very protective, but I was wearing it like over a surgical mask, which I think might have been part of the problem because I was wearing it for aesthetics rather than for the protection, because I did wear another mask underneath it. I think I've just at some point thought that I've put both on and maybe had like it's fallen out of my pocket while I've been getting the surgical one on, because that's the one I was just worried about having on, or yeah, so I think that's happened. But you can see it is quite thin. It is a double layered, but it's really silky, but it's really soft and really nice. So if it's a case of you're just walking around the park and you just want just something covering your mouth, even if it is just to be like a visual symbol of, hey, I'm a little bit worried about this, back up, but without it being sort of like standing in the queue, actually being close to people, then it does its job. If you want to put it over another mask as well, it's really quite pretty. And quite soft and silky, easy to put on, easy to put off. Nice big loops, but not ones that are going to be falling off either. Yeah, nice comfy mask. The other thing I got in Legendia was this magnet. This was 10 zlotters. It's about £2. Nice, simple. It's a pity they didn't have anything with like pictures of the roller coaster on it. I forgot to say the mask was 16 zlotters, so about £4, so not too bad. I was quite surprised actually. I didn't see any masks at Energylandia, just them 2 at Legendia, which was the one that I showed you, and a Halloween design as well, which I will be wearing in some of the vlogs until at some point it goes missing, and maybe that's when I might figure out myself wherever I've dropped it out of my pocket or something. Because at one point, obviously, I'll be wearing it, and then at some other point, it'll just be back just to the surgical. So, I might help solve the mystery when I'm editing it, because I'm going to put this video up first, just because it's easier while I'm sorting my stuff out to do this now. Okay, so I'm going to show you the Energylandia bits that I got last year first off, and it's going to be a lot quicker than what I got this year. So, first off, last year I got this, a nice Hyperion little, like, wristband thing. I do really like these wristbands. They're, like, I mean, yes, they're cheaply made, but they're fairly durable. They last a long time, flexible, so, like, I like them. I've got to think about wristbands. I always wear one. And the reason behind that is basically a friend of mine, so I've got this one as well. I have got a red one somewhere, but I cannot find it for the life of me. A friend of mine got me one years ago like an Indian gold bracelet, and I wore it all of the time. I was obsessed with this thing. So I would panic if I wasn't wearing it because I thought I'd lost it. Nice fruit magnet here. For some reason, all the others I've managed to keep in the plastic. Maybe I took this one out of the plastic to put it up, and I got moaned out of no, keep them in the plastic because it'll make them look nice. Got this one as well. Obviously still in the plastic because then you can easily just sort of fold that older, and the magnets are quite strong. I had to just peel them off of my fridge. They're pretty solid magnets. That ain't going nowhere. Unless you physically pull it off. But this one here, I really like this one. Although I do wish there was one that's more prominent of the actual roller coaster rather than cartoony. This one here of the skyline, which looks really nice. Nice, simple. I like it. And then this, and I also did get a picture, the print-out picture as well. That's the standard size as well for on Zadara of my first go of it, but this is my first time on the front, so I thought I'd get that. And yeah, there's that. Nice little frame. Almost done with last year's merch, guys. Ooh, don't break my Mac, that wouldn't be good. Energylandia top with most of the park on it. They do still sell this one as well. And we've got a Hyperion coaster top. I was really in two minds over which t-shirt because I wanted to get a Hyperion shirt and I didn't know because there's also a cool one with a spacesuit on it. I almost got it this time as well, and I'm no, I've got a Hyperion shirt, one will do. But it's really nice. And this one's really quite thin as well. It's obviously made for females as opposed to the other ones. Oh my god, you can just see how messy my little makeup pile is there. We'll ignore that. Just makeup pile with a camera on top. Get your priorities right in it. Yeah, fuck the organisation of the makeup, but there's a camera there. Okay, Zadara t-shirt, which is awesome. I love this t-shirt. It's so cool. I wear it all the time. Obviously did wear it on my trip as well. Okay, so that's all of last year's merchandise. Now it's time to show you this year's from Energylandia. So again, I'm going to start off with the clothes. I've got so much stuff. Whoops. But I am going to start off with the clothes. Just because it makes life easier. So first up, I got a Coaster Queen hat. I really like this. And it took me ages as well to see it anywhere. I'd been through the Abyssal shop God knows how many times, and I eventually saw it on the way out once. Because I'd been kind of looking for a new hat. Particularly because I didn't take one there because I was I'll probably... Actually, no, I think I took the black one there. But I wanted to have another hat from Energylandia. Just because I didn't have one. Because I wasn't keen on that designs previously. And the Abyssal one was alright, but a lot of them just sort of say the name on. Whereas this one's a bit more... it's cute. I like it. It's cute, it's fun. It says Energylandia on the side as well. There was one as well that said Energylandia on it, which was also quite nice, but I decided to go for the Coaster Queen one just because I like it. Again, this feels really well made. It's not really floppy, etc., like the other one from Legendia. This is a good, solid hat. Yeah, it feels really well made. It's got the adjustable strap at the back, and just good quality, really not. I think I'm just going to wear it now, because why not? I know, I'm so weird, right? Then I've got this t-shirt here from the Dragon Coaster, which is really super nice. I love this thing. I mean, the ride itself is alright. I say alright, it's actually pretty good, in fairness, for a small kids ride, but the t-shirt, just that looks so cool. I couldn't not. It's just so cool. I really like it. And then, of course, because there was a new design of it, which I didn't have last time, or at least I didn't see it last time, of Zadara. Again, this one's a lot simpler than the other one, but I kind of like how it's got the castle on that. It doesn't really match the ride as well, but it's cute. I like it. It's also brown. I don't have many brown t-shirts. I thought it might make a change from the good old black t-shirts that I've got, which I've got loads of. I've got 2 Halloween t-shirts this time. So this design they did have last time that I was in Energylandia. I just didn't get it because money. So this is something with This Way Comes on there. Cool creepy figure with a roller coaster track. I like it. It's cool. I was just basically thinking like, okay, well this is obviously my last trip because while I was there, I got put off from my job. Because this is what happens to agencies sometimes. Is what it is, but I was like, okay, well, I'd already had this money put aside for this trip. Already had it changed up in his lotters. Fuck it. Alright, and I got this one, Halloween, Night of Fear. I really like this shirt. Like, I'm obsessed with this shirt. Halloween has been and gone now, but I'm wearing this shirt like every other day. I love this shirt. It's really nice detail, like twisting and wrapping around a hand that's coming up as if from a grave. Like, this is badass. I love it. And then, for the bits that you're probably more interested in seeing now, some of the new merchandise. I got an Abyssal Shirt. There was quite a few different designs that they had, but this was the one that I went for. So it's got like a Poseidon-y type character with the track going round. Like, it's pretty good that they're doing, like, incorporating, like, the roller coaster track with, like, a logo and something to do with the ride in most of their merchandise. Not in all of it, but it just looks quite nice. There are a couple of things that just sort of say the name of an area, or they've got, like there was quite a bit of stuff for Aqualantis with, like, what you got, a ship's wheel, like, helm thing, and, like, it's saying Aqualantis in a cool font. It's like, if it had a picture of the roller coasters on it, then I would have got that as well, but it didn't. So there we go. Most of the t-shirts are about ranging between about 65 slotter to about 40 slotter. So pretty good. I think like the Abyssal one, I think was 65 slotter because it is one of the new designs. I think the Halloween one was as well. One of the Halloween ones, and the rest were, no, not the Halloween one. In fact, it was the dragon one. Was 60 slotter, and the other ones are 40 slotter. So 40 slotter is about 40 slotter is about £8 ish, which is pretty good. And they're good quality t-shirts as well. Like, they're nice and comfortable. The fabric's good quality. I mean, from the ones I showed you earlier, that other Zadara t-shirt, I wear that all of the time, like all of the time, and it's not faded at all. And now, our new favourite thing. I love this. It's so soft, but I have put it through the wash a couple of times now because I have worn it like loads since I've got back. So it's not quite as soft inside now, but it is still really soft. They've got this in loads of different colours as well. It's got a nice coasterholic thing on the front. And then on the back, this is cool. So we've got the Keeper Light Explorers coaster. We've got the Abyssal coaster, Boomerang, Formula, Hyperion, Zadara, Dragon, and Mayan. So obviously it's not got all of them, but it's got a good range there of the outlines of coasters. And it does come in multiple colours as well, and multiple different versions. So I've got the hoodie version because I quite like hoodies. It's nice just to be able to put something over your head, like, particularly if you're going around on roller coasters all day. I find certain rides, like with the restraints, like if they're over the shoulder ones, or you've got like headrest here, sometimes like you're banging your head a little bit. So I find if I put a hood up, it sort of shields my head a little bit, and it's just less heavy than wearing a coat all day. So they've got black ones with the white stuff, white stitching on. They've got grey ones, sort of like black stitching. They've got blue ones. I think they had like a burgundy one as well. But some of them definitely do look better than others, I would say, in different colours. Purely because some of, like, on this, the white looks really good on the green. really stands out. It's really clear. You can see it nice and clearly from a distance, etc. You can see it. Some of the colours, it's just not that clear. I mean, some people like stuff that's more subtle, but if you know me, if you know my channel, yeah, no, I'm not subtle. And I don't have many things that are like this type of green, so I like it. I mean, I did really consider the blue one, but no. And, well, I mean, I know I'm wearing a green shirt, but I don't have that many things that are green, but I do like green. Let's look at the other stuff that I bought this year. So, just to show you guys, this is an example of like one of the bags that you can get things in. There are ones with like string bits as well, but I really like that. It's like nice, and I think I have somewhere in this room I've cut like round this bit that's got that bit on it as well, and just like stuck it to the side of a drawer or something somewhere in here. Off the top of my head and just looking around slightly, I cannot see it, but I'm sure it is in here. If not, then I have a new one that I can do it to. Woo! Nice design at the bottom as well. These paper bags though, bear in mind, if you get on the water rides, don't take this on something like Speed or the Rapids or something. I mean, you wouldn't be able to take it on Speed, but yeah, it will just fall apart and disintegrate. Even if you're carrying a lot of stuff in it throughout the day, you might need to get a replacement. Watch it at the bottom as well, because they tend to tear sort of like there. It's definitely something that seems to happen with them. So other aesthetic things that I got. Obviously the bags you just get with whatever you're buying. I got some postcards. I do have the t-shirt with this design, as you've seen. The postcards were about 5 zloty each or 3 zloty each, depending on the postcard. 5 zloty is about £1, so that should give you an idea roughly how much it is. This one's really nice. I think it's just nice to sort of like have these. It's not like I'm sending them to people. I'm just literally going to put them up as posters in my room, because I'm a nerd like that. Formula 1 one. This is really nice. Hyperion one. Same design as the fridge magnet that I bought for it last year, actually, but it's just nice to have it up somewhere. A nice Abyssal one. Really pretty. It is kind of a pity, though, that they've got like the Abyssal logo right through the middle of it, and you can't see a little bit more of the coaster itself. Look at that. And that's a beautiful angle on it as well. See, that's good placement there for the logo. It's really pretty. If you was going to send it, then there is obviously place on the bell. 3 zloty this one is. Yeah, so maybe it's like 3 zloty for the little ones and 5 zloty for the big ones, maybe? I know this is 3 zloty. Oh, where am I getting 5 zloty from? I thought one of them was 5. Maybe I'm just muddling things up. But nice sunset skyline. Hot tip, if you're going to Energylandia, ride the speed water coaster at sunset. Like, go up there when it's just starting to set, and then like do 2 or 3 rides in a go, because like by then it's usually quiet, there's no one waiting for it. They'll just let you re-ride it on that one and without having to go round. And honestly, it's worth it to like keep re-riding to watch the sunset on it. This one is really nice, with Zadara and the mine in the background. You can also see the drop tower in the background as well. And Hyperion. Beautiful. And then this one here of Hyperion. And I do like these little like inspirational quotey things. Like I have one on my side drawer here. A blue fire. And that was actually up in one of my classrooms for a really long time because it's awesome. So other little aesthetic things I'm going to show you for a minute, just because it's useful to know like where to grab things. Like on the way out, sometimes they're handing out these little like money off cards, but like, so this is 20 zloty off of a normal day ticket for the winter thing. But it just looks kind of cool, and it's nice just to have like a little souvenir card thing. So obviously I got a photo from Abyssal. I think this was 17 zloty. I think it was. Something like that. Obviously it does come with a QR code. Yeah, 17 zloty. and you can see it's nicely packaged there. Got a bit of stuff at the side, looks quite nice. And again, most of the time I was riding with a mask, it's just because I knew I was going to get one photo on that, and it was right at the start of the day, it was really quiet there. This has just kept something coming, this pin or something, because it's got a nice little design on it. But yeah, like depending on the shop, etc., that you're going with and what you get, and you do get different bags sometimes with different designs. It's nice just to keep an eye out. Also, the Polish map and the English map do have different images on, so if you're one of these people that literally will cut up the maps to get different pictures, then you've got different stuff in the English and Polish version to see. So yes, useful knowing. Oh, also useful to know where you get the English maps from. As you go into Energylandia, there's veered off to the side, there is a stand with different countries' maps on. There's also one as you're coming into the area for Zadara as well, once you've gone underneath the road and you're sort of going along past the little dragon ride that goes around at the top. The other bit that you're walking through to get into that area, there on the side, loads of different ones. The English maps was going ridiculously fast. They'd emptied out all 3 of the days that I was there. There wasn't any left of them. Little thing of the horror houses, of which I did do all of them in the end. An interesting one, because if you don't know it, then you wouldn't know it. It's literally just because I asked someone in the park, hey, can I buy a CD of the soundtrack anywhere? And they said, you can get it at the bit where you buy tickets. So I said, okay, expecting to buy it. And no, it's free. I just asked for it and they gave me one. So I did actually ask for 2 just because I thought, well, I've got a friend who would like that in their car, so I have 2 of these. Whoop whoop. I just saw this and was like, what is this? Because they was giving it out to people, and it's just like a kid's little challenge thingamajiggy. I don't know if they have to draw something or get a stamp in the shop or something, but I just thought it was a cool little book, and I was like, it's got some cool drawings in that, I'll take that apart. Also colouring things as well, but it's just useful to know about these things, that they've got them in the shop for a little challenge for the kiddies. If you are someone who is taking your family there, or even if you're just one of us weirdos who likes to cut these things up and use it for pictures, they are in the shops, you can ask for it. It's not like you have to buy a certain thing to get it. I kept this was actually a on the burger tray thing at the burger place in Aqualantis, and I just sort of folded it up and kept it because I was like, this is a cool image. So yeah, keep an eye out for things like that, because this is really nice, a nice little souvenir of the area. It's a shame, obviously, that I had to fold it because it wouldn't fit in my bag, and it's a bit of a weird sort of shape, as you can see, so it's not as even as it could be, but it is what it is. One of the people I was going around with on the 3rd day noticed that they had these self-service photo booths around, so obviously I didn't get a photo there, but I think he was showing oh yeah, grab one of them, it's got some nice pictures and stuff in it. They're obviously also on the same track as me of the souvenirs, so I grabbed 2 of them just because it's got some nice images of the rides on them. Always nice having a random extra souvenir. The bands that I got this time, or at least the snap bands. Last point, I didn't even show you snap bands from last year. I don't know where they all are, but I have got a lot of ones from last year that aren't quite the style, that are more sort of nice, to be honest, than these ones. So we got Dragon Roller Coaster one here. They're sort of it's almost like they're double layered, so it's the plastic on top is there's a noticeable layer there anyway. And some of it is blatantly kind of stuck on. It feels like it's going to peel off, but it just doesn't. Really nice sort of velvet, though. If you like velvet, for me, I'm not too keen on it, but is what it is. Yeah, so this was what was 5 slots, because I was looking at my receipts earlier, like trying to remember how much things cost, and it's like, okay, so these are 5 slots, so these are about £1. Obviously, just a case of like, bleh. And again, they had a bunch of different designs of ones that did have the characters on, but I went for this one. The only thing with snap bands is they are dangerously addictive to playing with if you're just wearing one. If you like teaching a lesson and then you just end up fiddling with it every time that you sat down. Gives you something to do though if you're ever like doing invigilation. Gives you something to play with while you're staring at the kids, making sure they're doing what they should be doing. This one's really nice. Aqualantis one. It's a pity one that they didn't. Oh no, they did have one for Abyssal. But I didn't see one for the other roller coaster. I still haven't seen a Zadara band anywhere. And quite pretty, double layered. So that is what it is. We're almost there. I'm almost through it. I'm almost through it. So the other 2 bands that I got was this time, because I didn't see this one last time. They had like the red and blue Energylandia logo with the little stars on a black band thing. Really nice. As I say, I already explained, I like these things. Wear them all the time. Okay, I'm not wearing one for this video purely because I took this one off, what I'm about to show you, to film it. But yes, the Aqualantis one. This is nice. It's a pity it's not saying like there isn't one that says like Abyssal on it in this type of band, but it is what it is. Again, greeny colour, so it kind of matches the hoodie. A bit of a different green, but you know what I mean. Got 2 magnets, so I did end up getting another Formula 1 magnet. As I mentioned in this video, I was put off. I actually bought this for a kid because they like cars, etc. And we was talking about this roller coaster the week before I went, and I thought he would appreciate it, but sadly, don't know how I'm going to get it to him now. Maybe I will do it at some point if I go back and visit. I don't know, but yeah, I did buy it with the intention of giving it to him, so I might just give it to a friend or something. We'll see what happens on that front. I also got, which I didn't have last time, a Zadara Magnet. Really pretty picture of it. Similar to the postcard really, but it's nice to have it on the fridge as well. I also got... Sorry, I know I'm like seeming like I've just bought everything, which I kind of did. There was one thing I did get for free, besides the CD. There's this little yo-yo. So I was walking around, they was doing the thing where if you review on TripAdvisor, etc., and you show them that you've reviewed it on TripAdvisor, or on the Google reviews. I don't know how you do the Google review once I did TripAdvisor. Then you can spin this wheel and win a prize. So I had to choose between a yo-yo or bubbles. There was several different designs. And I thought, well, bubbles, I can't get that through on the plane anyway, because 100 millilitres, and what am I going to do? Am I just going to just sort of wander around the park blowing bubbles? Like, it's alright if you're hanging around with a kid or whatever. Like, if I was... So, for example, before now I went to parks with my friend of mine who's got a little girl. Then, yeah, I'd be blowing the bubbles the whole time. We'd be having a laugh. We'd be chasing them, like, but on my own, nah. Like, you know, I mean, at least it's got the little logo on it. It was free. Like, it's not like I'm going to be playing it, but whatever. I don't know. I'll put it up on the shelf or something. I'll figure out something for it. Who knows when, whatever, like... But there'll be a plan at some point. Shit. Okay, this magnet is caught. This magnet is caught. Okay. Alright. Turns out I messed up. I did get one more thing from Legendia, which is this magnet. I just kept it separate because this one is a bit more breakable, and I didn't want it to damage, so I like stored it in a different part of my bag. But how nice is this? It's got Lek on it. It's got a bit of the water ride on it. And the logo. It's really pretty. I like it. And I got a little Energylandia pin badge. I think this was about 15 slotter. Not a lot of money. About £3. It's pretty. It's nicely designed. Is what it is. Then the next thing I got was this mug for Atlantis, which is 35 slotter. I don't know if I actually saw a proper Abyssal one. Oh, actually, no, I did see one Abyssal one, and it was just sort of like one of them little camping mugs that's like a tin mug with like a hook thing on it, which is kind of useful if you're travelling around or if you're staying on a campy site. So maybe if you're staying at the Western Camp, something like that might be quite useful. But nah, I just didn't really like it, not for display or something. Handle's quite small on this mug though, is the only thing, but if you're just going to display it anyway, it's obviously plastic. It's not like going to be breaking anytime soon. Yeah, so there's that. And then I did get like a nice proper mug, which again, I didn't see it last time that I was there. Whether they had it or not last time I was there, I didn't know, because otherwise I probably would have got it. I don't think I got any mugs last time I was there. Pity that Zadara's not got one, because I would have bought it. Oh, how nice is that? So, Energylandia, it's got the coordinates. They seem to like putting the coordinates over it on everything. But I quite like that, and it's not something you see everywhere. It's got like a vinyl-y design of the skyline of the park, which is quite nice. This is like a proper solid mug. This was again 35 slotter. So if you compare quality-wise, you got this or the other one for the same price. Again, really little handle. Like, can't get even my little finger in there as well. I'd have to be like that. Really little handle. So maybe not something you want to be carrying hot tea around in, but for display or for a cold drink, then does the job. They put it in a box, just a plain white box when I bought it, which it wasn't like sold in the box, etc. It just they put it into the box, so at least it was a bit protected. Although I was quite surprised they didn't have anything for when I got this, which was 20s Lotta. Really nice glass with the main like dragon character and the turtle and all of like the little characters on. And again is proper glass. And it feels quite breakable. So I'm not going to be like chucking this one around or anything. But I ended up having to get a bunch of, which is why I had that one to show you, of the one with the little picture on it, wherever it's gone. Basically, she handed me like 20 of these. I pretty much just stuffed loads in it and like covered it all around it, just so like, I was like, don't break this, please don't break this. Like, I want this to survive, otherwise I wouldn't have got it. I did get something else glass as well, which I was a little bit less concerned about breaking because this is really nice and solid. Although it's going to be sad putting it where it needs to live, but it needs to live there because otherwise it's got no real purpose, and up there it has a purpose. I don't want to ruin it. 25 slots, so a fiver. Really nice ashtray. That is so pretty. There's Energylandia on it. It's got like quite a nice lot of detail of the skyline. Again, a design that you do see on a fair few things there, but I like it. I just like, well, my normal ashtray is boring, so something different. So yeah, so that's all of the merchandise that I've got from Energylandia and Legendia. Hope you like seeing it and getting an idea of the prices. Oh, in fact, no, I say it was all of it. One thing I didn't show you. Hey, little mascot guy. He was about 35 slots, so about £6. Like, it is what it is, just the little character. I quite like having the little characters, like, So there's a couple of them around my room. I've got up there is like the Leesburg bunny. You can sort of see the top of somewhere. And then over there you got the Europa Park mouse. You got one of the bears from Alton Towers. I have got Mickey Mouse somewhere. There's a nice Mickey Mouse as well, and I've got the Efteling elves in my other little side room. Our Mickey Mouse is over there, but he's fallen over. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, shared, all that malarkey. I will put the vlogs up at some point. I'm just sorting through footage and just sorting different bits out, applying for jobs, etc. So, hence why I'm slow on these things. I'm just slow on it anyway because, you know what I mean, doing work, etc. And sometimes I don't want to spend all day editing. Just, you know, like I do it for fun. I don't want it to become a chore, so I do it when I feel like doing it. So sorry, but that's blatantly obvious. This one I'm not editing much. I'm literally just gonna be like, okay, there's a clip, shot, tie it together and upload. So apologies for lack of editing, but there we go. It's how it happens sometimes. Yeah, adios. Okay, so very last thing on this video, I went to just put my other mugs up as I was sorting them out, and I'm like, oh shit, I have 2 more Energylandia mugs that I completely forgot existed. So this Halloweeny one, nothing else on it. Again, these were last time. This one's really nice. There's Energylandia inside the mug. Got Hyperion on the back and a bunch of stars. And a nice little logo on the front. I didn't see this one in there this time now. I might have seen the Halloween one, but yeah, lucky I didn't buy it twice. Because that could have ended up happening.